Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing my August TBR. Where have the months gone? Last month I only had to read 3 books plus 1 book for a punishment. So those were The Henna Wars, The Kingdom of Back, She Who Became the Sun, which was an arc I had, and my punishment book was Malibu Rising, and I did successfully complete this TBR. Though definitely not as quick as I thought I would, because they're not big books. But you're gonna hear my thoughts on that in my wrap up, which will probably be next week. So I guess let's get right into it. So we are back at it, and let's hope for a small spin this time. I don't want to do 9. Okay, so we have 9 spins to do this month. Spin number 1. An 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my god, finally we get to leave this little island and we'll get to see some other prompts. I'm going to move over to the jungle place, which is over here. I'll turn the board around now so you can actually see it. So we are over here in this little blank place. So every plane that is on the board means that it is set in a fictional world. Any boat that is on the board means that it's set in a different continent. So for my first spin, I have to read a book set in a fictional world. Spin number 1 was a fictional setting, and for this I'm going to go with Furyborn by Claire Legrand. I was supposed to read this in June, and obviously I didn't read it, and then I failed my TBR. But this month, I still don't know what this is about. I know that it's 2 timelines, years and years apart, and there's a prophecy that connects our 2 main characters. So yeah, that's all I know. I know a couple of people who really love this, like Ro from Wandering Through Worlds, and also Mare from Mare Reads. She also loves this, and I keep saying I'm gonna read it, and then I never read it. So I'm gonna read it. Spin number 2. And that is a 3. 1, 2, 3. So for color, I'm once again going to spin the wheel, and whatever color it lands on is what I have to do. And it's a 2, so it's a orangey kind of a color. I mean, it's a yellowy orange. So spin number 2 was a color, and it was a yellowy orange kind of color, and I'm definitely stretching this. But I'm going to go for Mr. Impossible, my Maggie Stiefvater. I feel like the sun in the background kind of matches the color. At least it's definitely the closest thing I own anyway. So we're going with it. This is a sequel to Call Down the Hawk, which that is a spin-off series for the Raven Cycle, which I do really love the Raven Cycle. It's one of my favorite series. And Call Down the Hawk was a 4-star for me. I can't really remember what happens in it, but we'll give it a go anyway. I'll try and find someone who has written a recap or something online. But it's actually a really short book. It's it's only just over 300 pages. So I should read it pretty quickly, and let's hope I enjoy it. So spin number 3. Another 8. An adult fantasy. I will always accept that. Spin number 3 was an adult fantasy, and if you can see behind me, you might be able to guess what I'm about to say. Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb. So I'm reading this for Elder Ling-Along, and I'm so excited to read this. I wanted to read it as soon as I finished The Golden Fool, but I wanted to wait till the live show, and then the live show came, and I was like, well, it's going to be at least a month and a half until the next live show, so I can't read it. So I'll probably be reading it pretty early in the month. I'm so excited to see how this trilogy ends. And I mean, some people were saying in the chat that it's a very explosive ending, so I'm excited. I'm also very scared because, you know, that's a scary name, Fool's Fate, like that. So this is the 3rd book in the Tawny Man trilogy, which is the 3rd trilogy in the Realm of the Elderlings, and this is the 2nd trilogy that follows Fitz. Did you catch any of that? So we first met Fitz back in the very first book, Assassin's Apprentice, and he is the illegitimate son of the King in Waiting chivalry. And one day the king is like, hey, we'll put him to use. And then he gets trained as an assassin. And so this is, as I said, this is the second trilogy that follows him, and it takes place 15 years after the first trilogy. Things start happening in Buckkeep again, and Fitz is back. Spin number 4, and I can't land on an 8, otherwise I'll have to add a spin. Okay, so we have another spin. That's very fun. So 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a blank. So for this blank, we have either red for book for a vlog, because I've been planning to do a vlog, but I keep having a lot of books on my TBR. So, or docile. So let's see. And that is black, so docile. So then the next spin was a blank, and for this I was choosing between a book I wanted to read for a vlog or docile, and I landed on docile, which I'm not upset about, but I also really wanted to do that vlog. I'm unsure about docile, but so many people have been loving it lately. So, I mean, the first person I heard who loved it was Maddie from Book Browsing Blog, and then for her dystopian book club, it was one of the picks. So then Ro from A Wandering Through Worlds and Christy from Christy Reads read it, and they also gave it 5 stars. Christy has been on about it like non-stop. She really loves that book, and I sent her a message and was like, I don't like dystopian, but I've only really read like the classic YA dystopians, like, you know, like The Hunger Games, Divergent, Maze Runner, and I've read a couple of more recent ones like Scythe and Cinderella is Dead, and I just don't like them. And I was like, it's gonna have a very different vibe, obviously, but like, do you think I will like it? And she was like, it's very different. Give it a go. And so I am. I'm pretty nervous about reading this because, as I said, I typically do not like dystopian, but this is a very different kind of dystopian, so it has a chance. I don't even really know what it's about. Like, I know vaguely what it's about, and I know that there's a lot of trigger warnings in it. So if you're like going into it, look them up. Like, people's debt can be passed down through generations, and then people can like sell themselves into slavery, and they like take this drug, and then like I think our main character doesn't take the drug, and yeah, I think it goes from there. Spin number 4. A 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. More than one author. So then for spin number 5, I landed on more than one author. A bit of a tricky one, but I do actually have one that has been like catching my eye lately, which is Mask of Mirrors by M.A. Carrick, which is actually a pen name for 2 authors. And this one, again, is another one that I do not know much about. Surprising, I know. But I think it involves a character who is like a thief or something, and she tries to convince this family, I think, that she is part of their family, like a distant relative, to try and get money, and then she discovers that this family is like going broke. And I'm sure much more than that happens, but that's what I can remember. Spin number 6 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A debut author. So spin number 6 is a debut book. So for this, I went for an older book, and the final book in the series actually just came out, which is Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell-Prato. And I am from the Bookish Potatoes, loves this series. And I've heard other good things, like I think it's a pretty like solid YA series. This was her first novel. So this is a YA fantasy that involves Phoenix Riders, and I think the story is about 2 sisters who I think have like different paths in life. Spin number 7 is going to be a 4. I think we'll get going again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we get to fly again. I think I'll go over to the snowy place. And that means that we have to read another book set in a fictional world. So for spin number 7, we landed on another fictional world. And for this, I'm going to go with The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. So this one is, again, kind of stretching it a little. I mean, it's not really. It's inspired by China, but it is definitely a fictional world. I read the first book back in May. I gave it a 4 stars. I did really enjoy it. Rin is definitely a questionable character. She does some things that you're like, oh my god, don't do that. Don't do that. But like, I can understand why she does what she does, but that doesn't make her any less infuriating. I am a little nervous going into the second one because towards the end of the first book, it definitely turns into a more like revenge-driven story. And I'm not the biggest fan of revenge-driven stories, so I'm a little nervous about how it's gonna go in here. Poppy War follows Rin, who is a peasant girl growing up in a very small part of this world, and she takes this test because she wants to escape where she's living, and she like studies furiously for it and everything, and she gets into Guard, which is a military academy which is nearly impossible to get into. Getting out of her small town is just the start of her problems. I'm gonna hope that I enjoy this. Fingers crossed. So this is a very fun side of the board because, as you can see, there's all of the different elements, and that idea was given to me by Kelsey from I Read Today, and also just my love of Avatar The Last Airbender a little as well. And then we also have different age ranges. So spin number 8 is a 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another blank. So for this blank, we're going to go for either Summerbird Blue by Akemi Dawn Bowman or Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. And that is a red, so Summerbird Blue by Akemi Dawn Bowman. Then the next spin was another blank, and for that I landed on Summerbird Blue by Akemi Dawn Bowman. And I read Starfish by the same author. It's a very quick read. It is a contemporary, so I'm hoping this will be the same. Just a quick read in between some others. And again, this is another one that I actually have no idea what it's about. I actually have zero idea what this is about. Like, at least the other ones I had like the vague idea of what it is about, but this one I don't even know what the main character is going to be called. I am literally just picking it up because I have enjoyed Starfish. Spin number 9. I can't land on another blank without adding another spin, and I also can't land on another plane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so air or plane? Oh my god, I just realized something. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a plane, which I know I just said a minute ago that I can't land on a plane because it would be a punishment. But no, because I can fly to the last. I can fly over here to the last place that I haven't been and win the game. And my prize for that is I don't have to have a TBR. We are flying over here. And we are getting our final token. So, I have finished the game. I have won. So, no TBR for me. So all of the rambling I've done for like the past, like, I don't know, half an hour or something is now completely useless because I now have no TBR. I have officially finished the game. The rules are always written down below. There is 2 ways to finish the game, which is to either go to all 4 islands or to get up to the 100 on the years. I was convinced the only way I was going to finish this was landing on a bunch of 10s, but today was just my day. This might be a little anticlimactic to some people because I just put 9 books on my TBR just to go, I don't have to do that. But I am so relieved. The rule I made for myself was when I finished it by getting to all 4 islands, I would, which is like the proper way to win in my opinion, I would get rid of the TBR and also allow myself to buy myself a treat, which my treat is definitely going to be the Illumicrate EO comic. And I probably shouldn't be spending money on it because, you know, I should be saving my money. But I'm not gonna. I'm very excited to be able to buy that. Though I'm not gonna get it till like October, I think. So I guess I can mood read for the month. But honestly, a lot of the books I have spoken about in this video, I will probably try to get to them. I'm definitely gonna do the vlog that I was talking about because I now can. Nobody is stopping me. And that will honestly only take probably about a week. And I'll give you a hint, I'm reading an entire series. But it's not a series anyone would guess because it's a little old. I mean, the other one that I'm far sure going to get to is definitely Fool's Fate. I mean, I'm 100% going to read this. But the rest are up to me to choose. So we'll see. Basically, all of the books that I did talk about are going to be like on the maybe pile. Like, I might get to them. But as I said, I'm gonna kind of just be reading whatever I want, and including Fool's Fate. I'm so excited. So yeah. So I'm gonna have a pretty chill month, I guess. So thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!